Hi, my name is Dylan Christian. Today's topic is all about focus. Focus is being able to prioritize information we obtain and only concentrating on what is needed to perform. Sometimes the information that is being analyzed can be seen as a distractor. Think about the movie Up when Doug the dog is talking to Carl and Russell. In the middle of talking, the dog is distracted by a squirrel and yells out, "Squirrel!" This is an example of how we can be distracted by external factors. Just like Doug the dog, many of us are distracted during wrestling. I want you to take a few moments to think about a moment right now where you have been distracted and how it affected your performance. Good. Some distractors that could be seen as a bad call from a ref, being frustrated by being down on points with little time left on the clock, or maybe it is by not having your best performance in a match. Just like these examples, our focus was not on wrestling, but instead on cues that are not related to performance. When you are not focused on the right cues, performance may suffer. Think about focus like you are looking through your hands when you make a circle around your eyes, kind of just like this. When the circle is small, we're able to focus on a single job and avoid being distracted, but we do not have a good overview of the environment. Similarly, as we open up our circle, our vision becomes broad and we can see everything around us and assess the situation, but we are unable to focus on a single task. In wrestling, we need to be able to take our focus to a broad view to assess the situation, but shift our focus more narrow to be able to avoid distraction and stay focused on a single job. Now let's go over some ways we can remain focused when we might be distracted. Grab the handout that I gave each of you. One technique I would like to go over is attentional cues. This technique can be a word or a phrase that helps us become refocused. Right now, I want you to break up in groups of 4 or 5 and come up with 2 to 3 situations where you may become distracted during a match. And then, as a group, come up with a word or phrase you can say to yourself that will help you come back to the task at hand. The best time to use this technique is when we begin to notice ourselves either becoming frustrated or attending to factors that are not related to performance. These cues are to help you regain focus when we may seem a little distracted during stressful situations. Now let's move on to the next technique about turning failure into success. By yourself, think about a moment where you did not have the success you hoped for. This could be an entire match, drilling a new move, or executing the move during practice or competition. Think about what happened during this situation. What about this moment was not successful? And what skills may be needed in order to perform this skill? And what could you have done differently in this situation to make it a successful one? Now, by yourself, close your eyes if you are comfortable with that, and think about this moment leading up to this error. But instead, I want you to think about turning it into a successful situation and write it down on the paper. Doing this exercise is best completed directly or shortly after the unsuccessful attempt. By focusing on a successful attempt, we are able to remain positive and not focus on the incorrect stimulus. By implementing these techniques on your own, we will be able to regain focus when we most need them. Next time we meet, I would like to discuss how these techniques may have helped you in wrestling. Maybe write down some things you have noticed about your focus during practicing these techniques.